So, what is the Matrix? It's a question that's echoed through philosophy, and honestly, late-night conversations. It's this idea that the world we see might not be the whole story. There's a suspicion we're living inside a system we mistake for the natural order. This system tells us what to value, who to love, what to fear, how to live. It's like the air we breathe, so common we forget it's there. We follow its currents without questioning where they're leading us. These invisible systems aren't always computer code. They're built from culture, tradition, the stories we tell ourselves. They're social hierarchies. They're economic rules. They're quiet prejudices. They shape our sense of truth, self, and possibility. We accept them because everyone else does. It's easier to go along than to ask if the program is real. Think about your life. How many choices were truly yours? How many were programmed by family, community, advertisements? 2,000 years ago, a carpenter from Nazareth began to speak in a way that, honestly, no one had ever heard before. This man, Jesus, looked at the world around him and didn't see what others saw. Where people saw a Roman soldier as an oppressor to be hated, he saw a human being, maybe also trapped in a system. Where people saw a tax collector as a traitor to be shunned, he saw a man lost and in need of connection. He wasn't just looking at the surface of things, he was reading the source code of the human heart, the hidden programming that made people act the way they did. He saw the bugs in the system. The matrix of his time was incredibly powerful. It was a world defined by strict boundaries. Clean versus unclean. Men above women, rich above poor, the righteous above the sinner. These weren't just ideas, they were the operating system of daily life. Most people accepted this reality without question. It was the truth. But Jesus saw man-made walls as illusions. He spoke in parables, little bits of code to deprogram the mind. The Samaritan becomes the hero. The kingdom is within you. Systems do not like to be questioned. The Matrix has its agents. He was corrupting the data, telling the programs they could be free, a hacker of reality itself. Jesus didn't just talk about a new reality, he lived it. His actions were a constant defiance of the system's rules. The protocol said, avoid sinners. He shared meals with tax collectors, with prostitutes, the outcasts of society. By sitting with them, he was overwriting the code that said they were worthless. Showing value isn't defined by labels. The agents watched on the Sabbath. He asked, is it lawful on the Sabbath to do good, or to do harm, to save life, or to kill? He then healed the man, proving that compassion was a higher law than rigid doctrine. He chose humanity over protocol. Even the laws of nature seemed to bend. A storm calmed. A few loaves became a feast for thousands. Whether literal fact or powerful metaphor, the message is the same. Reality is less fixed than you think. Limitations may be negotiable. His greatest defiance opposed the system's final wall, death. In his resurrection, he showed the wall could be overcome. Spirit endures beyond body, love stronger than the grave. This was the ultimate hack. Do not be afraid. The fear of death, the master program, loses power over what is truly real in you. If Jesus was a hacker, his primary tool, his red pill, was not a complex philosophy or a secret doctrine. It was something deceptively simple: love. Not the conditional love of the Matrix, love in exchange for status, but a radical, unconditional love. A love flowing from a source beyond the system. Love your neighbor as yourself. He went further. Love your enemies. The Matrix runs on us versus them. Friend or enemy, righteous or sinner, insider or outsider. That command is a system crash. How do you maintain a war when you must love the other side? How do you uphold hierarchy when you serve the person at the bottom? Unconditional love is a virus that corrupts hatred's operating system. It dissolves the Matrix's walls. One son followed the rules, the other shattered them and broke. The father ran, embraced, and threw a party. The rule keeper raged. Love wasn't fair. The father's love wasn't about deserving. Love isn't a reward. It is the starting point. This is the freedom he offered. freedom isn't doing whatever you want within the system. True freedom is seeing the system isn't final. The final authority is love. Seeing through the lens of love, humanity in your enemy, forgiveness, serving without reward, you have unplugged from the matrix and run on a different power. So, how do we apply this today, in 2025? The matrix hasn't disappeared. It has upgraded. It is the endless scroll, the 24-hour news cycle, the consumer culture promising happiness in the next purchase. It whispers that you are your job, your bank account, your politics, or the color of your skin. We are all still living inside a system. Waking up begins with what he modeled, paying attention. Find stillness in a world screaming for your engagement. Turn off the noise. Take a walk in nature. Sit in silence. Ask yourself the hard questions. What rules do I live by without thinking? What are my deepest fears and who taught them to me? Who do I consider an enemy and why? Stop running the program. Examine it. Break unwritten rules. When told to judge, choose curiosity. When told to hate, practice kindness. Share a meal with someone you'd avoid. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom from resentment. Breaking free isn't one dramatic moment. It's daily practice, seeing the divine in the ordinary, living by love in a world that runs on fear. He didn't come to build a new system, but to show the door out of all systems. A more loving world is here now. The choice to wake up has always been yours.